And so back in February, Kareem Hunt, there was some suspicion that he got into a situation in Cleveland with someone. He wasn't arrested, but the NFL said that they know about it, so he wasn't suspended. This Friday, that just passed on November 30th, a video surfaced of Kareem Hunt and a young lady going at it, verbal exchanges, but then you see him trying to go after her. Upon him going after her, his friends try to stop him, and you can just tell he was just visibly upset with the situation. So what the report said is that Kareem Hunt had these two females in his room, him and his friends, but I guess they were underage, so he kicked them out. So I guess the females, they got upset, they started banging on the door, got belligerent, and they called him the N word. So at that point, I guess he went outside and he engaged in, he tried to get at them and he tried to fight them because of that. In the midst of that, you could see his friends trying to hold him back, but he bum rushed one of his friends. The friend knocked the girl into the wall. The friend was, almost unconscious at that point. And before the video cuts off, you see him throwing a little kick at the girl as someone trying to hold him back and restrain him. But this isn't his first incident. Back in college, him and his child's mother got into it. Yeah, so the Kansas City Chiefs, they seen the tape, and they said he lied to them. He didn't tell them the whole story, so they released him. He's now on what's called a commissioner exempt list. This list is basically like, Candy, we talked about administrative leave until the NFL can do a full investigation. So with that being said, teams can sign him, but he can't play any games. He can't go to practice, but he still does get paid. So he came out and he said he apologized and he wants people to forgive him of what happened. But yeah, this is a bad look for him. And I think he should have just went his way, and just called the cops at that point.
Well, let me say this. First of all, there's a lot of people that are trying to blame the NFL that they didn't do the proper investigation,
Right.
this, that, and the other. All right. However, right, number one, he lied.
Yeah.
Number two, right, he put his hands on a woman. Right. And so like and as in regard to the N word, right? It's like, yo, if I got into as many fights as people have called me the N word, I would be locked up right now.
True.
You know what I mean? So like, you got to be thick skinned, especially if you got a career. Period. No
Yes.
matter if you got a career or whatever. Right. You know,
Right.
and I know that really gets our blood boiling, right? When somebody calls us that word, right? And so my thing is that, come on, Kareem.
Yeah.
You gotta be, and first of all, and then on top of that, right? How you even got two girls in your room,
knowing their
that are
age.
underage anyway,
And
right?
then want to go after her like that, knowing
Yeah.
she's underage,
Yes.
she's somebody's child.
Yeah.
That right there is I mean those just listening to that, to me, that's like there's nothing, it's unforgivable. You know what I mean? First of all, because I'm a father, I have daughters, and being as though I have daughters, I take to a lot of this stuff even more sensitively than I would if I didn't have daughters and really understand, how it could be for women and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And then being underage at that, I mean, and then you trying to justify what it is that you
Right.
did, and then first you're gonna lie about it, and then now you're gonna be like, oh well, you know what? I'm sorry, I did, and so on and so forth. No, no, you know.
And talking about it on my show, then whenever you're in a situation, you have to know when to stop.
Right.
And you can tell that his friends were trying to stop him. Like they were, he's just running back. So he's strong. And he just bulldozing. He just going through him.
Like imagine
Right.
if they would have like not been able to hold him back,
Yes.
and he was able to actually go forth to whatever it was that he was attempting. Let's
Right, yeah.
say. You know what I mean? I just
No
And
excuse.
there's
It's
no
unforgivable.
excuse. There's no reason for a
No.
man to put his hands on a woman. I don't care unless the woman is being violent with him and he just grabs her to hold her to keep her from hurting him.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I could see somebody putting their hands on someone just to restrain them.
But
And that
But-
actually brings me to our Facebook page, because we put it up on our page, and Daphne Burnett said only if she was trying to kill him and he needs to defend himself. Ira Johnson said absolutely not. Anyone who calls themselves a man gets no respect at all from me, and it is totally not debatable. Now, we have an interesting comment from Miss Laura Lynn, who said, I'm going to go against the grain here. If a woman is crazy, psycho, slapping, punching, kicking a man, he should legally be able to restrain her until his mom or sister gets there to interject.
I agree with Laura.
You know?
But in this matter, what he should have done, being that of his status, he should have locked himself in a room like he did, called the cops, and let the cops deal with it.
That's the problem
That's what
I
he should
have.
do.
Like
Go ahead.
the athletes, the entertainers, and everybody, politicians, preachers. You have a platform.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop messing with these people that have absolutely nothing to lose.
Right.
Like if you listen, you can't just go from city to city and keep dating these people. We have social media. You got Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat,
World Star.
Twitter, World Star. Everything you do is going to be seen in a matter of 2.2 seconds.
Right.
You need to go somewhere. Listen, if your sexual appetite is that crazy, then you need to find a nice wife or somebody that you
Can travel with you.
travel with you so that you can fulfill your sexual needs, because you do not need to be picking up all these people in these different cities, because everybody is going to be there for a come up and you lose everything for however many minutes it takes you to do what you were going to do.
Right.
And now it's all gone.
Right now, and, we're watching CNN, and they're talking about it, right? And their take right now is, did the NFL botch Kareem Hunt's assault investigation?
They must want him to come back.
Now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the
They're
NFL
twisting it.
needs to, put their foot down
They do
Right.
need to put their
because
foot down.
because this continues to happen.
But again, look at what is our country saying. Our country is blaming it. Listen to our outlets. It's like it's the NFL's fault.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
no, it's his fault.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate for a second. Now, in everyday life, there are men that are out here beating up their women, beating up their wives, and they still keep their job. The police are called, they're arrested, they get bonded out for whatever reason, and they still keep their job. Should it be like that everywhere, or should everyone who abuses a woman lose their job?
Well, I think that again, a lot of people, depending on how important you are, your job might try to keep you because they know that you're an asset. But again, once you cross that threshold, it doesn't matter. You chose that, and this is the consequence. That's what happened.
You should-
Again, that's
But I'm
assault.
saying that
right.
I don't think that happens in like everyday
You're
life.
right. You're right. And it doesn't. It doesn't. But I feel like, and that's actually a great point that you brought out and a great thing that you said. I feel like if that's the case, you should be penalized on all levels, not just because
You're a
you
public
created
figure.
the act, or because you're a public figure, you get a pass. Oh, he's an NFL player. We really need him, so we're gonna let him go. No.
Yeah.
There's no pass in abuse.
No.
Abuse is abuse,
That's right.
regardless of whatever it is. It's an abuse. You know what I mean? And I've seen it firsthand in my family.
Well-
you know what I mean? So I understand it, man. And there's no grounds for that
Well,
at all.
well, I mean, look. Bottom line is this. Bottom line is that men that hit women at some point are going to come back into the community if you lock them up or whatever, right?
Right.
And so the reality of it all is that we have to work on those men. We got to give them counseling. We got to and the attitude among men. Period. See, we got to fix it.
Right.
True, yeah.
That's
when,
right.
when one of our friends or whatever, gets involved with something like that, we need to step up and not stand to the side.
Right.
On that end, coming up, we're going to be talking about the schools again, right?